Hi and welcome. I'm Lisa. Thanks for joining me here on the Whimsy Stamps channel. Today I'm sharing a birthday card featuring these adorable bunny images from the Bunny's birthday stamp set, along with a few other items. We'll touch on those as we move through the video. I'm getting started by lining up the Cutie alphabet letters, spelling out birthday. I'm using my DIY magnetic graph paper for this step. I do have a video showing you how you can create this. I'll link it at the end of this video for you. It certainly makes lining the dies up and keeping them in place so much easier. Now, once I have my dies lined up, I'll use a piece of Post-it tape over the letters, securing them. You can use any low-tack tape you have available to do this. We'll go ahead and center this up on a piece of white cardstock that I ran through the die cut machine. Off screen, I used the Slimline cornered or rectangle die for that and centered my birthday up on that, ran it through the die cut machine. Now I decided to help that birthday stand out just a little bit more. I would go ahead and do a little bit of ink blending directly onto my Slimline card base. I'm using a soft vanilla ink to create a tone-on-tone look with this. And I knew I wanted polka dots, so I just grabbed my Speckled star stencil to use the polka dots off of that, laid some ink down, and then came back with the same ink and added polka dots on that. And don't worry about if it's not perfect. It's okay because you're only going to be seeing just a little bit of that popping through those letters. So once I had the ink blending done, I added mounting foam strips to the back side of the birthday panel, removed the release paper to adhere it to the card base, making sure you could see that soft vanilla ink through each of those letters. Now I decided to make the card base the same shape as that top layer, so I just took my scissors and snipped the corners off. I also added the center pieces back into the B, R, D, and A. So at this point, I was pretty happy with it, and I decided to go ahead and stamp my images and do some coloring. So while I'm coloring, I want to talk to you a little bit about coloring your images. I'm only going to do some real basic shading on this. I'm using warm grays and just laying that down in areas where I think there might be a little bit of shading. I do a tip to tip technique here where I'm adding the pink to the cheeks. I think it gives you a much softer look when you do that tip to tip. You just take I'm using R30 and then my blender pen, touching the blender pen to the tip of that R30, picking up a little bit of that color and then laying it down in the cheek area. Now, I want to talk to you real quick about coloring. Honestly, coloring's not my thing. And I decided for this card, I was going to keep it very basic. And you see here, I'm doing no shading on the balloons or the little party hats. And for a reason, I think sometimes crafters, especially beginner crafters, shy away from things because they think their skills are not as good as other crafters. And I want to show people that you can create some beautiful cards by just using one marker or one color on your balloon. You don't always have to do all the shading. It is beautiful, but it's not always necessary. So I had those colored and then I ran them through my die cut machine with the coordinating outline dies, which I love outline dies. And I had everything arranged on the front of the card, and then I decided this needs something else. And of course, for the life of me, I don't know why I decided it needed to be texture paste and stenciling. That makes no sense at this point, but I went with it. I made it work for me, and I'm so happy I did because I absolutely love the way that it turned out after I added that paste. So I just did one half of the card and then I rotated the card around and carefully did the other half. You do have to let this dry before you add anything else onto it. And you can see here, I didn't want that background to look absolutely perfect. In some areas, it was not completely filled in through the stencil, and I love that look for this. But by keeping that paste, the white on the white, it still gives me that beautiful, clean look that I love so much. And I think that the paste just added such a fun touch, gave some texture where I really needed it. And while I was doing this, I was like, I I really need to do this more often because I have a whole drawer full of paste and glitter paste and things that I rarely use, and I really need to start pulling those out and using them some more. So you'll probably be seeing those in my videos some more. So here we go. This is the finished card. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And as always, for more information on the products you've seen in the video, you can click the links directly below. As always, please know how much I appreciate you spending time with me today. And until next time, please take care.